Welcome to the very first live feedback lab for the Mind Muscle Academy. Whether you're watching this live or catching up on the replay, this space is for high-level recalibration. It's not just conversation. This isn't going to be surface level support. I want that to be very clear. It's performance alignment. I'm going to coach you guys, but I'm not going to coach you simply on your symptoms. I'm going to coach you on the system that's actually driving your behavior. My job in this container is to help you see your patterns clearly, not to shame them. I want to help you free yourself of them. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. Hold and exhale. This week's theme is simple, but it can be heavy for some. Most people think they're lazy, and most high achievers in general think that they're just bad at structure. And for many of us, the nervous system doesn't actually want success. It wants safety. And if success has historically come with stress, burnout, isolation, your brain will protect you from the very thing you're trying to achieve. So every week on Wednesday, we're going to have this live feedback lab where we dive deeply into these mental loops that we're stuck in together so that we can create new, healthier ones that are going to help us align with the inertia that we want to accommodate to, so that we can wake up every single morning feeling and reveling in the beauty of what we see in every direction of our lives, not just in one thing that we're creating. This is about alignment. This is about going deep into the root and reprogramming what doesn't work. All right, so in order to start today's session off, I want to get very clear with you guys on what we're going to accomplish here, and then we'll tackle it together. We're always going to start each session at 12 p.m. and give or take, they may last 20, 30, 45 minutes. It depends on participation. For Monday session, for instance, we have our mental reps, which is where we will introduce a new topic for the week that we are going to hyper focus on and start getting really clear on the things that we want for the week. And today is really a way for us to keep that accountability flowing and to come back up for air and briefly talk about what struggles you're facing, diving a little bit deeper into what's coming up for you. We're going to start with a frame, and we're going to share the weekly theme so we can gain clarity on what we're working towards. We will either have anonymous or live hot seat coaching as needed. Depends. If somebody is here and really needs some data to work towards, with, against, during the anonymous or live hot seat coaching, that's going to be a great time for you to bring in any problems that you're currently facing. If you decide that you want to openly discuss it, come with an open mind and open heart. Know that this is a safe space, and know that all the feedback is going to be not just for you, but for everyone who's listening. Afterwards, we will all collectively reflect, and we'll dive a little bit deeper into ourselves and what kind of collective application we need to do to push forward thus far. At the tail end, there's always going to be a small ask. We'll close the loop and we'll discuss whatever that call to action is. With that said, let's go ahead and continue forward. This week, we're going to explore all the things that pop up as if you are walking through molasses. It's almost never time. It's usually unprocessed identity conflict between who you were taught to be and who you're now. For example, you say you want consistency, but your body was trained to expect chaos. You crave discipline, but part of you still links discipline with burnout, rigidity, rejection. Next, I want to share an anonymous submission this week. I keep setting goals and saying I'll follow through, but I quit. after 2 or 3 days. I avoid checking in with myself because I'm tired of promising myself things and watching it fall apart quiet. Can you guys see how clearly when you don't trust yourself, when you don't trust yourself on the deepest level to finish, it doesn't matter how disciplined you are. It doesn't, because the part of you that still fears what happens if you finish is in control. You might be thinking, what will be expected of me? What if people notice me, need more of me? What if I lose people, burn out again, or worse, succeed and still feel empty? Those are the questions that stalls, it delays, it self-sabotage, self-abandons. Now I want to turn that insight toward you during our reflection today. I want you to ask yourself this. Where am I calling it a discipline problem when it's actually a protection loop that I've never questioned? Again, ask yourself this. Where am I calling it a discipline problem when it's actually a protection loop I've never questioned? Here's our journal prompt. What have I been avoiding because I've already decided I'll fail? What becomes possible when the goal is no longer perfection, but staying? Let's sit with that. And I want you to hold it as a mirror. As we wrap up, choose one rep that disrupts your old loop. Something small, something tangible, something repeatable. Not for optics, but for your identity. And I want you to post it in the thread titled Live Feedback Lab Week 1, My Loop Breaking Rep. Own it, practice it. This is how we're going to make the subconscious conscious. And it's not just by talking about it, right? We have to actually do the opposite. That's the question. That's the rep. That's how we build something that lasts. See you next week or better. See you in your own mirror tomorrow, still in the rep. Have a beautiful day.